but I wanted to tell a story. I don't know if you remember this. The very first time I ever met you was after the Clippers and Bucks played your rookie year. And I came over to you in the hallway and I was like, hey man, I just want to let you know that for the 2 months leading up to the draft, I was telling everybody in the Clippers front office that we should draft you at 25.
Yeah. And I remember when you told me that. And I remember thinking, man, y'all should have, man. I would have loved to come.
Oh my God. You would have been perfect for us.
I feel like you told a lot of people that. You were like, JJ was like your biggest fan before the draft. That was
it's an ACC connection. That's all.
I've always been a big Malcolm fan, man. Yeah, I've always been a big Malcolm fan. It's amazing. So you went 36, is that right?
Yeah.
So we actually had 2 chances to draft him because we had the 33rd pick too. What the fuck?
It's a good one. That's a good what if. Another Clippers what if you were on that team.
So you get rookie of the year. I think it was the first second round pick since 1965 or something like that. Something crazy like that to get rookie of the year. Was this all related to the foot injury that you had previously had? Were you did you get red flagged or something at the combine? Like what was the issue that you dropped that far?
So I went to so I knew the Pacers loved me. From day one, the Pacers loved me. Larry Bird loved me. And he basically had been talking to my agent about it. And, we really like him. We might draft him. He came to the combine, so I played really, really well. First day, the scrimmages, I was the talk of the combine. Because, a lot of the top guys now, they just sit out. They were sitting out. I had a great first day. I was, debating whether or not to sit out. Because Larry Bird had called and was like, look, we're going to draft. We're going to take him. He doesn't have to work out for everybody. We're going to take him. A few days before the draft, we get a call, and the Pacers medical teams looked into my foot injury I had my freshman year at Virginia in college, and they were like, we can't take him. He's had this injury. It's something that if the surgery doesn't hold up, we know it's held up for 3 or 4 years, but if it doesn't hold up, we would be surprised if it held up for another year or two. So we have to pass him. Then we were going down the line. Charlotte had 22, and he was like, and David Falk was like, you're never going to get past that. Michael's my guy, 1, but 2, Michael loves you. They're going to take you. I got red flagged by their medical team. Toronto had 27. They were like, Masai loves you. The coach there, Casey loves you there. It's a great system, a winning system. You're built for that. Bam, they passed me because they hear about it. Then they're like, because we'd always been talking to the Warriors and the Spurs. We thought the Spurs was a perfect fit. That's the team I wanted to go to my whole life. Boom. One of them red flags me at 29. The other one red flags me at 30 because they both were like, he's not going to be here when the draft comes around. They both red flag me. Then I can fall to the Lakers at like 32 or the Suns at 34, and they both really want me. And my agent basically convinces them not to take me. So he's like, it's a bad situation. You can go to Milwaukee. You can compete for the starting job with the Bucks. You have a good chance at getting it, but it's also Jason Kidd. He's a point guard. You have a chance to really learn from him. It's a building team. You could grow with them. That's where we want you to go. So he had me fall to the 6th pick in the 2nd round. After, it was, I wasn't going to be drafted in the 1st round. So that was like the last 3 days leading up until the draft. And even on draft night, I remember they all red flagged me. I was sitting there. I was so angry, sitting there watching the draft, watching all these guys go in front of me. And we got to the 2nd round, and my agent was like, I'm going to try to get the Bucks to draft you. He was on the phone with the Bucks, and they were like, we're not worried about his foot, but we're not sure we want him. And my agent basically had to convince them to take me. He was like, look, I'm doing you a favor. He's going to be really good. Just take him. Like, I'm doing you guys a favor. Greg Monroe had recently re-signed that year. He had a player option. He stayed there. And he was like, look, I brought you guys back, Greg. Like, just take Malcolm. Do me this favor. So they took me. And even though they didn't want me, and, it ended up working out pretty well.
I think it's Draymond said that he can name he was a 2nd round pick too. He can name every guy drafted in front of him. Do you hold that type of anger? Could you do that?
I think you have to hold at least some of that anger. I can name everybody. I can remember every team that was supposed to take me that said, we love him and we want him at this pick, and they passed me. I can name everybody they took from 1 to 30. I can name everybody. And it's not something that I'm caught up on or I think about, because I'm going to end up playing for some of these teams. Indiana passed me. I'm playing for Indiana. But it's something that motivates you, and it keeps everything in your mind as an NBA player. You have to keep things realistic. They don't love you. They love you for the time that you're there. They love you for, before you get injured. They love you for all this time. But once they find a better option, you're going to be gone and that next person's going to come in. So you have to keep that motivation in your mind to stay hungry.
You do, because look, you have to maximize sort of every situation that you're going to be in. And I understood, like when I went to Philly, I was on a very different timeline than Joel and Ben.
Right.
I knew, like, best case scenario, it might have been like 3-4 years that I could be there. It just, there was no way. I knew those guys were going to grow and they were going to build around those guys and I was going to age out. Like, I was okay with that. And so my whole thing was, I'm going to just dive in and maximize while I'm here.